Today we are going to try and sell some gaming PCs at a car boot sale in Japan. Now this is also known as the free market or free marketo in Nihongo or Japanese. And we got 4 gaming PCs that I've built up, where one of those gaming PCs I built up in 2019, and then 3 of them we built up this year. And so I'm gonna try and make a little bit of profit on them, but this is gonna be a first for me because the last time I went to a car boot sale was over a decade ago, and most of the time people are just selling t-shirts for $10 or fun packs for $20, and we're gonna be pulling out the real McCoy right here, the gaming PC, and then trying to sell it for some big bucks. But you may also notice I'm wearing a blue shirt as well, because blue signifies the color of trust. And I mean, buying a gaming PC from someone at a car boot sale, I think trust would be right up there on the things that you're going to definitely need. So we're gonna document this process for you guys and see if we can get a sale.
Today's video is brought to you by SCD Keys. If you guys are looking for a legitimate single end user Windows 10 or even Windows 11 Pro license key, then it's as easy as clicking the link in the description below, putting in that coupon code BFTYC, and you can get these keys for as little as $14 after that discount. And once you get the key, all you have to do is then copy it and then put it into your Windows activation, hit activate, and you should be getting rid of that annoying watermark in the bottom right hand corner of your screen, as well as unlocking more features within Windows itself. So I'll put those links in the description below. Let's get back to the video.
And here is our PCs right here. I've made up spec sheets before I came to this event. And you see here the prices as well. I am pretty much asking around either Ichiman or Ichiman Gosen, which would be around $100 US profit on each of these builds. Also, this one right here, since we did build it 3 years ago, I'm not entirely sure if we're gonna make a profit on it or whatnot. I mean, I'm actually more so surprised that my ex didn't sell it. That's actually surprising because the other PC for my boy, that got hocked. So we've been doing this for a couple of hours now, and there is some bad news on the gaming PCs, and that is not one person has showed any interest in my gaming PCs on display here. Everyone seems to be buying just cheaper stuff here. I mean, the ex and the boy, they're doing really well. They're selling off toys and camping stuff and doing deals, and I mean, I'm helping them with that stuff. Because I think a lot of the people that have come to buy some of the stuff, it's funny because a lot of the people they speak English too. So I was kind of doing a bit of support. I was playing a bit of support on these deals, and I'm feeling kind of important, even though I'm useless really when it comes to selling these gaming PCs. No one wants a gaming PC. So it's kind of like, it's exciting, but at the same time, it's a bit of a downer. So it definitely look like I'll have to find another avenue to sell these PCs, even if someone's not even offering me a cost price. But let's give it another few hours. I mean, we're here for another few hours, but judging on the momentum already, it ain't looking good, fellas. It ain't looking good. This Tech YES ship, it is a sinking. It's going down. We're going down. We're going down. Are we going down? We're going down. We're going down, fellas. The Tech YES ship is sinking. And we're coming back with a bit of an update here. It is now 15 minutes past 2. So there's another 2 hours and 45 minutes. So we've been here for kind of about over 4 hours now, and I just haven't had one person not even look at the gaming PCs or even ask about them. And I've kind of been like, hey, who wants a gaming PC? Like, make an offer. So what I'm doing now is just to see what's going on here. I'm gonna be like literally just putting these up for sale at a loss. Like, so I've dropped the I've dropped the prices down now. Literally, like, I think I'll be losing like $100 on each now nearly. So I've just dropped the prices down to see if I can sell them and see if it's just anyone notices, because yeah, like, this is my first time doing a free market, and when it comes to selling gaming PCs, it'll definitely be the last time. So we've got a bit of a good news update. There is about an hour and a half left before this whole place closes, but there was one person who was interested with the price down. So now he's said he's going to go away and think about it, and he's interested in the smaller PC. So the bigger one, he was interested in that because the price was lower, but then he said the other one was better, the one we've got for about 200 and something, 260 USD. He's interested in that because it's smaller. So this is like crazy, because this whole day this is the first person who's like genuinely been interested in this PC. We've had another two people, an old man walked by and he was kind of like just looked at it and didn't really know what he was looking at. And then a kid walked in and he kind of knew what he was looking at. And then he went to his mum, and his mum's just like, no way, I'm not buying you a gaming PC, especially from a dude selling it at a free market. That's probably like, that's the feeling I got when I was watching the kid talking to his mum. That's the body language. That's the vibe I was getting. But fingers crossed we can get one sale, even at a loss.
And now we're coming back to you guys the next day with the results, and that is, it was a big fail for the free market in terms of selling gaming PCs. And I do stress gaming PCs because even though we spent $15 to set up this booth, which was about 2 by 2 meters, we had actually probably over thousands of people walking by our little stand. And when it came down to me selling the gaming PCs, I only really had 4 genuine inquiries the whole day. So the conversion for gaming PCs was absolutely terrible. If we were to sort of talk about this in, say, in terms of a YouTube video, it's like my video being exposed to, say, 2,000 people or 3,000 people, and then only getting 4 clicks. Not even people starting to watch the video, just people clicking on the video. And so the conversion rates for that day were absolutely terrible. But in terms of my boy and the ex, they were selling quite a few things. Like, they actually did quite well. And they converted a lot of the stuff that otherwise, if it went to hard off, they would have got literally pennies on the dollar, as opposed to them saying getting 25 or 50% for what they paid for that stuff. So it can be really good for selling cheaper items. But in terms of gaming PCs, it's a complete miss. So I'm not going to be trying it again. And in terms of people out there probably say, well, Brian, you wasted your time and money. And this is where I'm going to counter and say, try not to think about that in that way. What I did was today I paid $15 to learn. And if we were to say, be a little bit harsh to a uni student, they would be losing money to learn. So that's kind of what I did here today. Even though I was kind of on the fence of making this video in the first place, I wanted to share the journey with you guys because you guys said you wanted to see it in the comments. And what I'll share with you guys is what I learned from yesterday's endeavor. And that was, if you want to go to a free market as a customer, I would either go there first thing in the morning as soon as people open their shops, or later in the afternoon before they're closing their shops. I wouldn't go in the midday or the middle of the day, because it's just probably the most useless time to go. So if you go there straight away, you're going to be essentially picking up the cream of the crop, all the best items that people may be selling at a really heavy discount. And that's what I noticed. There was a rush of people who came as soon as the place opened and actually picked a lot of things from not just our little booth, but also all the other booths. They were getting picked really hard. But then during the midday, it was just total silence. People were going to the destination clothes stores, they were going to the hairdresser, or they were going somewhere else, and they just weren't really looking at these free market booths that were selling stuff.
And this is when I decided to drop the prices of my gaming PCs because I just was getting no interest in the morning, and I kind of wanted to see, okay, if I drop these prices to ridiculous levels, would people be interested in buying them? And this is where I was close to getting 2 conversions, and it just didn't happen in the end. The first person, they weren't interested in the end of the day. They didn't need the PC. They wanted to get the smaller one, but they said Sama and Gorsan was just too expensive for that PC, and so they flaked out. And then the next person, they offered only Nimaen, or 150 USD, for that whole GTX 970 PC. And I just said, well, I'm already losing money, and at this price, I'm just gonna be losing more money. And it's actually a really good deal at its price of Neiman Gorsan. So I just said to them, sorry, I can't go that low. And then they flaked out and they weren't interested. So we had 2 really close sales, but we didn't get there. And then the other 2 inquiries, they're actually looking for more office PCs. And I think actually of these 4 inquiries, they were all looking for decent looking PCs that were reliable, fast, but they weren't really for gaming. And so what I noticed was the 4 people, the kid was different. I didn't include him in an inquiry. So maybe I got 5 people interested in terms of total interest. So what this taught me was that people who go to these free markets are perhaps from older generations, and they're sort of more looking for just items in general, but their price ceiling is still there. And so if I was to do this in the future, I would definitely go with office PCs, good looking office PCs, say an i7, 32 gigabytes of RAM, and maybe say stuff that I can't put into a gaming PC, which is what I usually do in Australia with say a 2nd gen HP motherboard that doesn't support graphics cards, but it still works absolutely fine. And so this is a great opportunity to maybe bring your office PCs to these car boot sales and actually convert some sales. Because if I was to do this again, that would be the one thing that I would try, but I don't have any office PCs ready in Japan. So getting back now to the story of going in the morning or afternoon, as opposed to the Tech YES deals, which they started popping from midday, so I was probably the only anomaly there. The afternoon was what I noticed was a lot of stores were just starting to discount their stuff and actually discount it heavily to the point where I saw some people just like, even their already low prices on stuff, they were just dropping prices by 70%. So they brought a lot of stuff to these free markets, maybe personal items from their homes or factories or wherever they get the stuff from, and they brought it there and they probably don't want to lug it back home. And so they probably think, okay, I just want to get rid of this stuff at this point and I'm still going to make more money than going to a hard off and getting rid of my stuff. And so I thought there was actually some really good deals to be had at the later phase of the day, just like there was in the early morning. And with all that aside, I hope you guys enjoyed today and yesterday's vlog of this free market sale. I hope you guys did. You definitely requested that you wanted to see it, even though it was a fail for gaming PCs. And you may be wondering, would you do it again? And definitely yes, but I just wouldn't be selling gaming PCs, that's all. Though the definite yes part comes from the fact that I just had a lot of fun the whole day, just trying to talk to people, trying to get sales, and ultimately spending time with my son and the ex. And we were just, the whole day it was just laughs and giggles, even though I was feeling a bit insecure that no one was looking at my gaming PCs. But all that aside, you win some, you lose some. At the channel here, I always love to show you guys the fails just as much as I love showing off the successes that we have here at Tech YES City. And I think that in a nutshell just sums up life in general. It's always gonna have your ups and downs, and it actually just, I don't know, maybe it wasn't actually a down for me because I had a lot of fun in the process. And so even if you make mistakes in life and you're losing money from those mistakes, as long as you're learning something from them, then I don't feel like it's perhaps a mistake. It might just be a lesson that you're learning. And I definitely learned quite a few lessons from this free market sale. And hopefully you guys enjoyed it in the process, and do let us know in the comment section below, have you been to a free market sale or a car boot sale before? What was your experience like? Or do you want to go to one and haven't been to one? Or do you not want to go to one at all? Love reading those thoughts and opinions. As always, just like this question of the day here, which comes from Demo Fighter, and they ask, do you think they'll continue to build the Desk Mini? And they're talking about ASRock's Desk Meet video that we did yesterday. I'll put the link up here. And the Desk Mini is a real compact PC from ASRock where you just add in your CPU, your RAM, and some other components, and you can make a really small form factor PC. And I think ASRock will definitely continue the Desk Mini, as I actually like it a lot more than the Desk Meet. Even though the Desk Meet is good value, I think the Desk Mini is more of my favorite
because it just has that real compact size. And if you put in, say, an APU, for example, you can have a real small, compact, entry-level gaming PC. Anyhow, hope that answers that question. If you guys have stayed this far and you're enjoying that Tech YES content, be sure to hit that sub button, ring that bell, and I'll see you in the next tech video very soon. Peace out for now. Bye.
And it's taking me back to the start.